Good morning. How is everyone? Good. How was the session now? Good. Good, right? Yeah. Is this your first time here at the conference?
Yes.
All of you?
No.
No, right? I saw you before, yeah. This is like my fourth time doing it. And I love it. I just love it. It has such an energy and it has such a buzz about the whole thing. And everybody's so nice and cool. So today we're going to be talking about dream, set, achieve, goal setting in your future. So it's going to be more or less more interactive. I have some exercises that we're going to do together to help us wrap our head about it. Let's start first things first. My name is Sahar Andrade, and I have my own consulting firm. It's called Sahar Consulting. I'm basically a diversity, leadership, culture, competence consultant. I'm also a social media strategist. I'm certified in social media. I love what I do, and why I do culture, competence, and diversity is because I grew up in 3 continents, 7 countries. I speak 5 languages, and I have a passion for what I do. That's beside all that. So that's why it was very important for me to share what I have done so far, to show you that if you set your goals, it will be great to achieve them. I came to the United States when I was 20 years old, 5 years ago. And I came on my own. I just decided one day that I'm moving to the United States. I'm originally from Egypt. I just got my suitcase and I came to the United States and I never left. I came as a student and I never left. So for me, and I had no one here. No one at all. I don't have any family. I just have my husband now. My husband is Hispanic. We get along great, though we are like totally different backgrounds, like, whatever. I mean, we use the pita at home. I use it, I make sandwiches, and he uses it as a tortilla. So that tells you how much, we are alike. So before we start, I would like to go a set of questions and asking you, coming to this session today, what did you have in mind? What do you want to get out of it? So we make sure that we cover all the points that you need to be covered. Yes?
I really want to learn how to focus my goals and kind of be able to kind of map them out and know the steps to get to where I want to go.
This is so cool because we're going to talk about mapping, tool mapping, mind mapping today. Great. Okay, what else? I saw another hand. Yes?
Yeah, I want to learn how to more effectively plan my day. Because I have a business and it's just sometimes I'm so overwhelmed.
Tell me about it. You have to be the invoicing, the marketing, the sales. I don't know. Okay, what else?
What are the 3 main objectives to obtain your goal?
3 main objectives, okay. Anything else? Yes?
What's the difference between just giving advice versus consulting someone? Like people
Coaching, okay. But we might talk about that after the session because it's not really part of the goal setting. Okay. But I'll be more than happy to share that with you. Okay. Because I got there when I first started and I know that it's kind of like, what should I do? So I'll be more than happy to discuss that with you one-on-one. Anything else? Yes?
What are ways to keep fresh on it when it doesn't seem like you're getting where you're going?
Oh, okay. What else? What about procrastination?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, how did I know that? Okay.
Like finding a jump-off point, like knowing where that first step is.
How to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also like community.
Community.
Like, yeah. Getting a niche, like feeling like you have a space, like you have, remember how she said you need a tribe?
Yes.
Like that.
Okay, how to build a community.
Right.
Okay.
And maybe to get one.
Okay. All right. What else? I saw a hand there, yes.
Perfectionism.
We'll talk about that. That's interesting. Okay, anything else? Okay, we're going to start that. How many of us, including myself, set a resolution in the beginning of the year? How many? How far are you?
I'm great.
You are?
Yeah.
That's awesome, because I'm not. I mean, I am on some things, and I had to set priorities, and some of them I'm still behind. So today's session is about how to dream and how to set the goals and how to make sure that we achieve all our goals. And I want you to understand and to know that it starts and ends with you. It starts and ends with you. So today we're going to be talking about how to be powerful and not pitiful. Because at the end, we can be self-sabotaging ourselves. And this is the main reason why people do not really achieve their goals. Believe it or not, it's inside of us. So we need to find that. We need to find what are the obstacles that we put in our way. What are the buts in our life that we need to remove in order to achieve the highest degrees of goal achievement and setting in our life. That being said, without further ado, we're going to start. Someone asked me, this is what we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss the resolution, resources, what are SMART goals, how to visualize your goal, setting your goal, your time wasters, procrastinations, obstacles, wheel of life, and plan of action at the end. So Anatole de France said, to accomplish great things, you must not only act, but also dream. And not only plan, but to achieve. We can dream from here till eternity. But if we don't take an active step to actually try to achieve these goals, we're not going to be able to go anywhere. There are chairs if you want them. So, did you know that only 3% of the population has specific written goals? Who in the room has written goals? That they check every, you check every?
Do I check every what? Every day?
Every day, every week? How often do you check them?
I don't actually check them. I just rewrite it whenever I'm feeling like I'm losing it. Then I rewrite it down. I don't actually look at the other times I've written it.
Okay. All right.
I'm a mess.
Okay.
I started do weekly goals, like what I needed to accomplish every week, and my monthly goals, like what I needed to, okay, by the end of this, can I afford to keep this goal in this month, or can I move it to the following set?
Okay, and do you check them how often?
Every week.
Every week.
Yes.
Okay, you check them because you did them and you mark them and you move to the next one, or you check them to move them to next week?
No, both. Basically what's been accomplished, and then what can I prioritize to keep for this week and move on to the next.
We have someone on the right track right here. Okay. So the 3% of the population are 10 times more to achieve their goals than regular people. So imagine only 3% of the population have written goals, and these 3% are the people that will actually achieve their goals versus anybody else. 10% of the population have just general goals. And this is something that we're going to talk about today because this is really important. Instead, for example, and I'm going to be using this the whole hour or hour and a half because this is where I'm failing, so maybe you're going to help me to do that. It's just losing weight. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, you need to be very specific in saying, I want to lose, for example, 60 pounds by the end of the year. That means that I have to lose 5 pounds a month. And what I have to do is to work out 3 times a week, and so on. So this is how you have to set goals. They have to be very specific. They cannot be general. Like, I want world peace. That's great. It's a great goal, but how do you achieve it? You have to, and we're going to go through that today. So that being said, there are 3 definitions that we're going to go through really quick, and then we're going to move on to the real session. So the goal is basically a target that you want to achieve, something that you really want to do in your life, and you have to plan for it to get it. The theory of goal setting is the focus on identifying exactly what types of goals do you have, what kind of motivation do you need, and what kind of performance you need to have inside of you to achieve these goals. And the goal setting is basically taking whatever will enhance our production, our performance, our motivation. And motivation has 2 kinds. We have what we call intrinsic or internal motivation, where we we ourselves motivate ourselves. We feel great because we achieve something. So it's about self-satisfaction. And a lot of people, I'm personally self-satisfied. I get self-satisfied when I do something, and that motivates me to move to the next one. And there are people that build their confidence by external motivation, where they need to be rewarded either by other people or by money or by achieving a goal. So there are two kinds. You can be both, have internal and external motivation at the same time. But that's what can help you go to your goal setting at least. So someone asked me, where do we start? So where do we start? The first thing to do is to dream, dream, and dream. If you don't dream, you're not going to achieve anything. I mean, if I did not dream that this is what I want to do in life, and I want to do this, and I want to have enough things in life, and I want to have enough money to travel, and if I didn't plan for all that, I would have, if I haven't seen it in front of my eyes, I would have never achieved it. Because we could think about things for all our life. If we don't dream, we're not going to get anywhere. And we hear it all the time. When we dream, we achieve. Dreams do come true. And they do come true. It's not just a generic saying, and it's not people want to feel good about themselves, but dreams actually do come true. And when you dream, there are no limits. You need to ask yourself, when you first start to set goals or dream, you need to ask yourself, what if I can do anything I want and there is no chance whatsoever for me to fail? So you need to think on a positive note. What is it that I want to achieve, and what is it that I can do, I can get these results if I knew I would never fail? So start opening your mind, opening your imagination, and do not limit yourself only for certain goals, or I can only achieve this. And I hear a lot of people that will tell me, if I only had more money, if I only had more education, if I had a person in my life, if, and it's always if. And that if is what holds a lot of people back from achieving their goals, or even dreaming of the goals that they can achieve. Dream like if you were a child, so basically let your imagination go. Brainstorm, write down everything you want to achieve. And like the young lady here said, what's your name?
Sharon.
Sharon. Like Sharon said, write everything and then think about it, but just write them down. The minute we write things down, we can see it with our own eyes, and they materialize. If we just think about things, they will not be as powerful as if it's written down. I tried both, and I can assure you that just writing them down, it's the first step for you to see that it can be a reality. Write them down. And define, after you have a big goal, like for example, I want to, like I said, for example, I want to lose weight, try to divide it into smaller goals. How is it that I'm going to lose weight? But I can say from here till eternity that I'm going to lose weight, and if I don't do something in specific, I will never do it. I have already lost a big part of the weight that I wanted to lose, because in the beginning, I spent 5 years saying I'm going to lose weight, and I never did. So I had to actually now start getting goal setting, you know, and started that over a few years ago, and every year I have a goal, and I'm not in a rush, because I know it's going to be achieved, so I have to put something that is achievable, that I know I can do, so I won't self-sabotage myself. And it's okay if I don't achieve 100%. We don't have, someone asked me about perfectionism. We don't have to be perfect, because perfect is subjective. Perfect to who? And what are the levels of perfections we are talking about? As long as you do whatever you can do to your maximum without really self-limiting yourself, that's what I call excellence or even perfection. Trying to do one goal at a time. It's like, if not, you know, multitasking is overrated. Seriously, multitasking is overrated. Because at the end you're going to do mistakes and you have to go back to A, B, C again. So try to have time management. We're going to talk a little bit of time management today. And have one goal at a time. Set short terms goals so you can achieve your big one. Who knows what the Pygmalion effect is? Who knows who Pygmalion was?
It's like the My Fair Lady of the original My Fair Lady without the music.
Exactly. More or less, yeah. Well, Pygmalion, actually the story, it's a Greek myth. He used to be a goldsmith in Cyprus a long time ago, during the Greek mythology and all that. And he was also a sculptor. So he did a beautiful sculpture in ivory that was so beautiful that he fell in love with. And at that time, there was something going on with the women. They did not want to approve of Venus as a god. So she turned them all to prostitutes. So he didn't really trust any of the women. And he kept praying and thinking that my life will be the best if this statue was a real person. So he kept praying for the god Venus. So he went out and he came home and the statue actually became a woman. She had life in her and he married her and he was happy ever after. And how does that apply to what we do? It means that whatever positive feelings or positive thoughts or positive thinking, or when you expect someone to perform very good, or someone, or even yourself to do whatever you can do and achieve success, you will achieve success. When you start setting yourself up for failure, started saying why you can't achieve this, guess what? You will fall. Like I had a problem a few years ago in riding bicycles because when I was a kid, I fell from a bicycle and I hurt myself really bad. So every time I would get on a bike, the first thing that I would be okay. And then the minute I start thinking I'm going to fall, guess what happens? I felt right there. So we set ourselves up for failure. It depended on how we think about it. The Pygmalion effect, meaning that if you trust that someone will be great, they will do great. They will not let you down. But if you already predict that someone is not going to achieve what you want them to achieve, they will not achieve it. I knew someone that growing up was playing guitar and his aspiration was to be a real professional musician playing guitar. And he played beautifully. And he went to his mother and he knew that his mother liked a certain song and he started learning it really hard. He learned it and then he played it for her one day, feeling so proud that he achieved something and he wanted to do something for his mother. The mother looked at him, and this is a real story. The mother looked at him and thought, oh, too bad that you're not going to be playing as good as your cousin. You know what? That person never touched the guitar after that, ever. So it's about how you expect people to perform, and that includes yourself. The higher efficacy that you see in yourself, the more it will do. So this is Pygmalion, and that's more or less how the Pygmalion effect is. So our action towards others impact other beliefs about us. So it's about how we believe about us. So if you wake up every morning saying, I can conquer the world, I know some of you will think, oh, that's really corny. Believe it or not, that's not. If you wake up every morning say, today will be a great day. And guess what? Every day we wake up is a great day. The minute we start thinking that way, and it doesn't happen overnight, I know. It needs practice. But you know what? No one can take away our joy or our pleasure in life or our strength in life, no matter what. We are who we are, and no one can take away that from us. So no one in our life, even if we have no matter who in our life that's trying to take our power, strength away from us achieving our goals, it depends on us on how to get out of that circle and really achieve our goals. So the other belief in us cause other actions toward us. So if you introduce yourself as being that self-confident person that can do everything, people, actions and reactions around you will be totally different. They will take you as you are, and they will believe that you can achieve everything else. And the more they do that, the more they're gonna come to a point where to believe in you and what you can do, and you can believe in yourself too. Like for example, when I go out in the morning and I know I have a session somewhere, until today, I mean I have been doing this for years, I still have butterflies in my stomach whenever I go to give a workshop or a speech or whatever. But you know what, I try to dress the raw, because I want to go out and make sure that I feel good about myself, and when I feel good about myself, I know I can achieve my goals. And my goal today is, for example, to try to give you as many tools and a good workshop as you expect it to be. So I woke up this morning and I have to wear a business suit, but I try to like accessorize it, so I put one of my dearest necklaces to me, and I felt like $1 million. I said, yeah, I can achieve the word today. So this is how we have to do. We have to believe that we can actually achieve the word, and the people around us will feel that way about us too. It's like what you do, what you put in the universe is what comes to you. Positive, this is what you will get. So you influence others about that. So whatever we focus on is whatever we see. You know, there is a saying that says, what we fear we draw near.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear that before? What we fear we draw near. The minute you start thinking about something that is negative, it will happen. Because this is what you brought towards yourself. But once you start acting or feeling positive, that you can high perform stuff, that you can actually achieve whatever you can achieve in life, you will. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And your self-fulfilling prophecy can be either positive or negative. It's up to you. It's really up to you. Setting smart goals. If your goal, there is something very important about goals. If you don't have a passion or emotions behind it, you're not going to be able to achieve it. So you need to really think about what inside of you really want to have. Your emotional connection and your emotional interaction with these goals. For example, if you want a car, you know, a certain type of car, and you keep thinking about it, for some reason you will keep seeing that car over and over and over. You know why? There is a part in our brain that is responsible for what we call reticular activity. And what it does, it kind of either stops signal or accelerate more signals in your brain. So when you think about something, your brain kind of focus on only what you want to do or what you want to see. So you keep seeing it over and over and over. So the minute you train yourself, you train your brain on positively what you want to see, this is what you will see. And this is what you will acquire. And this is what you will achieve. So again, it's inside of us. It's no one else can give us our goals. We are the only people that can achieve our goals. And we are powerful and we can do it. And that's why I say, be powerful, not pitiful. And this is one of my favorite sayings ever that I personally really believe in. So make yourself accountable always. Don't blame others for things that you didn't achieve. Don't say, oh, no one understands me, no one helps me. If I had more friends, if I had more money, if I had a better job, or if I had a job. You know, there are a lot of people that don't have any jobs, and guess what? They are being entrepreneurs, and they're being very successful in their life. Because, you know what? They are resilient. They're not going to stop just because there is an obstacle in life. They keep going on. And that's all of us what we really should do. So to start making the goals in a proper way, we have what we call SMART goals. And SMART is like letters that we're going to talk about. What do they mean, each one of them? SMART goals. The first S stands, and this is the blueprint of any goals you want to achieve in life. You can apply it in your business life. You can apply it in your personal life. You can apply it in anything you want. And by the way, I have, for some reason, the workbook is not printed that I have for you. I have like 8 pages that have mostly what we're talking about today. I'll be more than happy if you email me to email you both the presentation and the workbook. I'll be happy to do that if you let me know that you need them. So specific, it's basically you need to define specifically a very distinctive picture of what is it that you want to do. You have to be very, very specific, and that will guide you. So the questions that you answer in your goals are who, what, where, when, which, why. All the W's. You have to, that's why you have to be very specific. You have to make sure that whatever you want to accomplish, you know exactly what it is. And something that makes sense to you, personally, not to other people, but to you. Because emotions has to be tied to that goal. And then the M. M means measurable, meaning that you have to measure. What you don't measure, you cannot do. So if you measure that, okay, I'm going to do, I want to get my master's degree, for example. So I want to get first a bachelor. And then I want to have extra studies. I want to have extra courses. I want to have enough money to join this. So every single step, like in 3 months, I'm going to have some money saved. And then the course starts in the spring. So I have 4 months to do that. So every step you have actually a measure to know that you achieved your goal. Like for example, if I decided to lose 5 pounds a month, by the end of the month, if I lost 6, yay. If I lost 5, I'm doing great. If I lost 4.5, I'm not going to kill myself. But if I lost 3, you know, that means that there is something that I need to adjust. And if I don't know at the end of the month how many pounds I lost, I'm not going to know if I achieved my goal or not. Make sense? Yes. Okay. Then attainable. Attainable, that means that you have to know, like for example, I cannot come and say, I'm going to lose 30 pounds in a month. Short of liposuction, I don't see how I can do it. So it's just like, it has to be attainable. It has to be within your reach. But always make it a little bit challenging. A little bit challenging so you don't get bored in the middle. And then realistic. It has to be slightly out of your grasp, but still realistic for you to do. And the last one is time frame. You cannot say, for example, I cannot say, I'm going to lose weight. When? This year? Next year? In 3 years? By when? So I have to put a time limit. So to have a goal that you want to achieve, these are the map that you can follow to achieve your goal. It has to be very specific to you. You have to be able to measure it. You have to know that you can attain it. You have to know that it's very realistic, though a little bit challenging.